Hey, so I decided to do a random live on this channel and not on the hip hop channel. I'll probably do a random live on that later, just to let people know what's going to be changing with me in my classes. So from now on, I think I will truly be able to offer Taekwondo and Judo because I think I will have the time. Because normally I teach a class like once a week and it's an hour and a half. I'm going to go to 2 hours. The reason why I'm saying something about this is because if you are like a punch kicker, a striker, for lack of a better term, and you would like to cross train in judo, but you feel like you just don't have the time and you're worried about the expense of it, this is the perfect time for you to cross train in judo and have somebody who understands what it would be like for you, what it could be missing for you, that type of thing. If you sign up for my class, you could cross train in judo with very little expense. I even will grade you. Now, granted, your rank probably wouldn't be recognized by, like, say, USJF or something like that, because I wouldn't be grading you through them. I would be grading you through me. And if you went to another judo club, it would be up to them to recognize the rank or not. If you wanted to, though, I would put you in touch with the people so that if you felt like, well, hey, I would like to get the rank officially recognized, I point you in the right directions, give you the phone numbers of the folks that you have to do. You basically would have to find someone who would grade you. I'd say you probably have to join like Maryland Judo Association or something like that, convince them that you're up to snuff, and then show up to one of the formal gradings and pass it. I think that's all you'd have to do if you really want to go that way. Or you could talk to USJF yourself and they would tell you what they would want you to do. So, one benefit too of if you were to come to my class and enroll, so it's going to be 2 hours and you're a striker and you want to cross train, is I definitely would try to go through how to use the stuff effectively in the street. Now, I'm about to be hypocritical on that because for my current students, I still want you to make sure that you know how to do the moves formally. And for my current students, if you guys don't want to practice your forms and all that other stuff, you want to spend a lot of time repeating those things, and it's going to eat up class time because the approach that I'm using is I want you to know your forms. I want you to know your forms. Anybody new to me, if you don't know which set of forms I'm using the General Choi or Chang Han forms, the version of those forms before he really went into the sine wave stuff. As a matter of fact, I within the past couple of years have learned that the way I'm doing the forms is, with the exception of my modifications, it's the set of Taekwondo forms that are typically associated with Hapkido, the way that Hapkido people do it. I've seen at least two different clubs. One from the guy that awarded me the Shonan in Taekwondo. The other one from that was Grandmaster Steve Shorts. Other one from Art Mason's club. It was like he's doing the Grandmaster Art Mason. He does Kyusho Jutsu. Look him up online. They're doing this stuff the same way that we did it when I was in Viper Strike. So it seems to me like it is Hapkido-ized versions of the forms, like a Hapkido curriculum, but people were calling it Taekwondo because they had a lot of kicking in it. So that's what's going on with my class structure. Expanding it out so that you will really get a grasp of both worlds. My goal is for people to be able to rank in both. But still, for now, your rank is Taekwondo until I tell you otherwise, because that's what we spend the most time on. That's what we've spent the most time on. If you go to my website and look at the class, most of the stuff is Taekwondo. And then after you get over your Shonan hump, I typically steer you more in the direction to get more of the judo in there. Oh, I'm sorry, T. Do you offer any online classes? Yes. During COVID, especially, I did, even though COVID's technically not over. But yeah, I was teaching online for like about a year and a half before we went back in person. If you are interested in doing something online with me at this point, email me and contact me, and I will work something out with you. So contact me. My contact information is on the About tab for this channel. Yes. Yes, I'll do online classes. This is a test for you. Go to the About section for this channel and look there. It should be there. Let me double check that. Make sure I'm not just sending people on a wild goose chase. I'm going to look right now. I'm going to go to my channel right now. I'm going to go to the About tab. Let me read and make sure it's there before I'm telling you. Let's see. Yes, if you take the time to read, you will see what my email address is. You will see how you would be able to pay me too for online classes. So that will be my test to see if you're serious. Great. We could get together and discuss rates, things like that. Now, this is something else that I've done this before. If you have ever taken a class with me at the community center, if you're a community center student, the cheapest way to train with me is to just sign up at the community center. Go to the community center and just sign up and just come there. That's where the facility is. That's where you're going to get all the stuff. And it's the best way to go about it, in my opinion. But I'm open to doing stuff online for people. If it's online and it's on my time like that, I'll charge you more. I don't think coming to me online and doing things like that is the best way to go unless you are someone who like you got like a brown belt and you never could go back to get the black belt, or you're already a black belt and you're working and you're going about your life and you just can't get that time to go to somebody in person. And then, so then if you would work something out with me, we'd have an online type of thing. And, I could train you that way, turn on the camera, give you ideas, give you an assignment. We go through some stuff together. Then meet up next week, go through it again, meet up next week, go through it again. And when I taught during COVID, I taught my regular students during COVID. Then they had it set up to where people knew they were signing up online. It was an online class. And we did the thing. I was able to promote 2 people to black belt that way, and some of the lower ranked students up through their ranks. So yeah, that's a lot of words for me saying, yeah, I can do online if you're serious. Yes, I've done it. As long as you have what you need at your house to make sure that when you do a break fall, you don't hit your head against the wall. Yeah, that's fine. You can do punch kicking forms online. That's what the forms were for anyway. For something for you to practice when you couldn't meet up with somebody in person. So thank you for asking that, T773. So anyway, that's what's going on. That's what's changing with my class structure. I don't have class coming up this Saturday, but I'm thinking about doing something where my son and I are going to come online. We're just going to pop out the blue and just do a seminar. So if you're wondering about that, subscribe to the channel, look at the community tab. And if we do it, we'll announce it ahead of time. We'll try to announce it before people come there. And I may do something like that anyway, because I have a student who needs to learn Po-Un form. And I know if I break down the stuff of Po-Un and put it online, break it up into chunks, she will probably look at that. And that would be something that'd be good for her. And that would be me actually doing more martial arts directly in the martial arts content instead of a lot of stuff I usually do on this channel where I'm talking about the martial arts and how to apply it to real life, which I think is important too. But, hey, I'm pretty sure a lot of people want to say, what does this move mean and how do I apply it? Or I'm having trouble remembering this form. How do I do it? So I have a blue belt in WTKD. I know how to break, etc. I'll email you all about this. Okay, good. So again, you blue belters in WTF TKD. I don't do the WTF forms. I'm doing general choice forms, which are ITF, with some exceptions. I kept from karate the first form that you learn, the basic eye shape pattern that's in practically every style of karate on earth. Down block punch, down block punch, down block punch, punch, punch. That one. And so since you do WTF, I'm sure that your kicks are probably way better than mine. I was awarded a honorary second degree in WTF. But my kicking game, I don't think is as good as a really good WTFer, in my opinion. Because I can't do tricks. I can't somersaults. I can do like what I call pre-tricking. But instead of getting my body to rotate 360, if you've got WTF kicks, I'm sure to blue belt, your kick game should be pretty good. I probably would just have to tighten it up a little bit. You most likely, and this is just me stereotyping and assuming, you probably need more hand techniques, which is fine. I think you would probably be a good candidate about doing something online. Oh, one more thing you can get to in terms of training online, especially if you want to get the judo cross training in there, is get you a grappling dummy. Let me go grab that. What is he talking about? This thing is heavy. Get you one of these. Can you see me? Get you one of these. This is a Century grappling dummy. It looks like a person. It is very expensive. I'm having trouble manipulating this thing because I got the 120-pound Century grappling dummy. You can use this for throwing and for pinning. See how it hit me in the face? But you can use this for throwing and pinning. Unless you are very big and strong, I wouldn't recommend getting the 120-pound one. Get one of the lighter weight ones. I think I got this on sale. I believe it was about $300. I used an income tax return to do it. I don't have $300 laying around just to throw people's way. So I had it. I had a window where it worked out for me. I actually literally prayed on it, and the money came, and I used it. This has been a very good investment because, as you can see, I can practice putting this thing on my back to carry it around just like we drill when you're practicing carrying somebody in judo, and I can practice throwing it, but that was bad control. I can practice throwing it. I can practice pins on it because it's just about as big and long as I am. And I got a thing that I can practice on. It doesn't stand up on its own. Okay? But you could really use it to practice your pins on. And if I were teaching you online how to do the pins, I'm over 40. Oh, yeah. I really think you would be a really good candidate for this. So go to Century's website, look up their grappling dummy. I would start off with the lightest weight one, just so you could rep the throws more till you get more repetition in there. And if it's big enough, you have something that you can practice pins on that's tactile. Where the grappling dummy is not quite as good as a person, in my opinion, is with some of the pins. especially this pinning from the side. It doesn't have the same feel as gripping somebody from the side with the I'll just use the English term, the side pin, because it's not quite anatomically correct. But it's good enough though. It's good enough to do arm bar refreshers. And the neck on that thing is so big, it's not quite the same feel as doing the chokes on a real person. But I think it will be close enough so that if you're practicing for survival, you can still get your hands to do it. And also with me too, because my students are Taekwondo majors, I show you how to use like this motion. Okay, so you're coming from Taekwondo, you would use this to block. You could also use it to strike. And here's how you'd use it as an arm bar. And here's how you would use the inverse of this motion as a pin. Because usually, whatever kind of movement it is, if I'm coming towards you with it, that's Taekwondo. If I'm using this motion to come back towards me, that's from Judo. If I grab you and I'm using this to push you off balance, that's Judo. If you grab me and I'm pulling back here and I'm using it to strike back behind the head on, oh, what gallbladder point is that? Oh, man, I can't remember. It's one of the gallbladder points back here. I want to say it's gallbladder 26, but I'm probably wrong. Don't quote me on that. I'm probably wrong on that. But if I'm using it to hit you on a corner of the base of the skull to jar you, then technically, well, that's Kyusho Jitsu, right? But it's still the same. It's still a movement. It's still a movement. So I didn't plan on this live going that long, but so that's what's going on. My classes are 2 hours a week now on Saturday morning. So if you're in the area from Maryland, come on down. If you're saying, hey, I do Taekwondo, Tang Sudo, whatever do, and I'd like to learn some Judo, I'm the perfect guy for that. I'll let you learn Judo. I'm not going to make you do a bunch of tournaments or anything like that to get some ranking with me. Eventually, I think you should do at least one tournament in your life for whatever combat sport that you have. At least one. Even though I'm not a big competitor, I'm not a great competitor in my opinion. Yes, I've gone to tournaments and placed. I've gone to, well, it was Tang Sudo I was taking. I wasn't taking Taekwondo. Oh, no, I did do a Taekwondo tournament as a teenager too. But anyway. But I've done striking traditional tournaments, and I've placed in those. I technically did win one because I was the only fool who showed up to actually fight that time at my age that I was. Wasn't nobody my age doing that. And that's when I started thinking, I must be dumb because everyone else my age is smart enough not to be fighting strangers for no money. They're like, you won, you would have won it anyway if they came. Unless they wanted me to go in there with the 25-year-olds. It's like, no. I'm not going to fight the 25-year-olds. I regret not doing that. I should have fought the 25-year-olds. I regret not doing that because I should have fought the 25-year-olds. I saw them. I would have been able to hang with them. And that probably really would have been good for them to see that somebody that's like over 40 who can move could still do something. But hey, you live and learn. So I did tournaments at that and local level. I've had to do judo tournaments because at that time for that org, you pretty much competing was how you showed that you were a serious student. And I couldn't compete all the time because of work, but I value the wins and the losses that I got in there because that's one thing I like about cross training in judo. And I stole this idea from a guy I never met. I think his name, Van Cannon. I never met Van, even though he recommended me doing judo. I just corresponded with him online. But that huffing and puffing that you get when somebody's grabbing you, when you get that same huffing and puffing in punch kick styles, you're going to have knots on your arm. Your arm's got knots on it from blocking. You're going to have some kind of bruise somewhere. Where with like a judo, especially if you're doing like the judo katas and you get thrown and stuff like that, if you're uke, you can feel winded after that. You can feel winded after judo class or contest, and there's not a mark on you. It's amazing. But it's still the same type of that you can carry over to if somebody actually assaults you. So that you're not a stranger to that type of shock. So anyway, now it's 20 minutes I've gone on rambling and live. Thanks for coming to watch. So if there are no more questions, oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, T773. I wasn't even expecting anybody to actually show up for real. I thought I was just going to blurt this out here and then roll. So I'm getting ready to jet. Like I said, next week, I'm going to do something. I'm probably going to see if I can do something. I'm going to either do something solo where I'm showing people how to do that form po-un. That's for second degree black belt. Or my son and I are going to do some stuff. I haven't decided yet. There will probably be like around 10 or 11 o'clock on Saturday morning. Oh, thank you. Well, I hope I can definitely help you out if you decide to be a student. So thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this with people who like to talk about the martial arts. And peace. And as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.